and tall. Feel your sit bones anchored to the earth. Take your fingertips behind your back, pull your sternum to the sky, and then from here, just relax and close the eyes. Just find that place that brings you total relaxation. Maybe it's your favorite beach destination. Maybe it's relaxing in a nice warm bath. Or whatever it is for you, just soften. Imagine your body, though, is solid, like a statue. As you pull your heart to the sun, relax your shoulders down into your back pocket. We're going to be here for a few moments. We'll be working the breath, allowing ourselves to let go. Sometimes the hardest part in our practice is not the poses, it's the mind wandering. So with the eyes closed, or even a soft gaze down the tip of the nose, we draw our awareness in. And we allow our thoughts to come in and out of the mind, and then we let them go and come back into the breath. I want you to imagine that each thought is like a book, and you're closing that book and setting it up on the shelf, knowing that you can always deal with it later. Be careful if you need to move to the shade. Start to take those deeper breaths where you inhale, feeling the body expand like a balloon, and you exhale and your belly tightens as you push all the air out of the body. Take your time to move that breath at your pace. Notice where you might be holding tension, and allow yourself to let that tension go. Notice what you're ruminating on. Is there a to-do list you need to let go of? Let go of all that has come before and all that will come after, so you can truly be in this present moment. You need 2 more deep breaths just like this. Continue with that deep breath, but if you'd like, change that lead leg, bringing balance into easy seated. And when we do that, I want you to put your right hand on your heart, and then take your left hand, and if you can, take it behind your heart. So like you're holding your heart between your hands, with your back arm, your palm aiming out, but sometimes this is tight on our shoulders. So we can move our hand to our mid-back or even our low back, whatever feels best. And let's focus on the front body. Inhale your heart into this right hand. And when you exhale, imagine you're pressing the heart back into the center of the body. Take this 4 more times, using that Ujjayi breath if you'd like. For those of you unfamiliar with Ujjayi, imagine where you gargle water. So when you inhale, you're dragging the air to the back of the throat. And when you exhale, it's like fogging a mirror, but your lips stay sealed. 2 more deep breaths. Focus on the right hand moving up and down with that breath. After this last breath of heart into the hand, just return to the normal pace for a moment. Then what I want you to do is breathe into your backhand. Now that back body breath. Inhale just into the backhand. Exhale, let the back arm float back into the body. So as you inhale deep, try not to move the front body. If you're noticing any sensations in the shoulder or your wrist, maybe you need to move the hand down a little bit lower. Some of us have a harder connection with the back body, and it's okay. It may take a few more practices of this. Take one more deep breath here. Then take a moment as you exhale to release the arms, roll the shoulders a few times. We're not done yet with that breath work. This time, take your left hand to your heart, the right hand to the low back, mid back, or hold that heart between your hands. Now the whole body breath. Inhale into both hands. And again, you may feel a deeper connection to the front body. Work to feel the back body move. Let's take 2 more deep breaths just like this. One more deep breath. And when you finish that last deep exhale, just let the arms release and soften into your lap, taking the right hand on top of the left. Let the thumbs gently touch, and we let our chin release to the chest. Still sitting tall like your heart is lifting you to the sky. In this moment, what is it that you can let go of to bring you ease in this practice? My theme for you this month is about change. And as we can see, change is all around us. Sorry about that. Change is all around us. I'm not even sure how long that's been knocked over. And with change being all around us, my theme this month is about when we resist the change that is inevitable, we miss the change that is possible. So in the practice, when we're trying to create change, it's not about forcing our bodies to do something. It's about allowing ourselves to just try and see where the body takes us today. The eyes are closed, gently blink the eyes open, and then let's all raise our gaze to sit nice and tall. Yeah. So go ahead and bring the soles of the feet together in Baddha Konasana. If you want to stay in easy seated because that feels better, then stay there. But from here, let's go ahead and tip from side to side. Just feeling each sit bone have its own weight. And then come back down and settle equally onto both sit bones and pull the heart to the sun. And then slowly circle that rib cage around, or circle around on your sit bones. However big or small, fast or slow you want to take it. Go 2 more times around. And then when you're ready, change directions. Go 1 more time around. And when you come back to center and sit nice and tall, either hold on to your ankles and tip forward, or bring your elbows forward and let your head and neck release. The farther away you tip from your hips, the more intense you may be feeling this. If you find you're buckling at the belly, it may not be important for you to stretch forward. It may be important for your fingertips behind the back for you to lift up nice and tall. Otherwise, leaning into this stretch. Let the head and neck relax. Feel your heart pulling towards or past your toes. Slowly walk the hands back into the body. Bring those knees up. And go ahead and extend the left leg out as you keep the right leg bent. From here, I just want you to pull the leg a little bit closer. Inhale, lift up, and pull your chest forward. So this little seated press. And then for those of you protecting a back, you're going to stay right here. Or if you're pregnant, stay right here. Either release the hand and just twist the shoulders, or bring the elbow around the shin. Pull up to the sun, and then wring the body out like a sponge. Slowly come back to center and extend the right leg out, bend the left knee. However close you want that leg, pull the heart up and then bring your chest forward. Yeah. Making sure your right toes are aiming to the sky. If you want to twist, either take a gentle twist or take the elbow around the shin, pull the heart up, spin the rib cage towards the left. Gently release, come back to center. From here, make your way into table, coming to all fours. I gotta keep watching to make sure my phone doesn't fall over again. Opening the hands up shoulder width apart, your knees are hip width apart. First, let's move through cat and cow, but we're gonna work our toes into this as well. So the toes are optional. So you're gonna turn your toes under, round the back into cat, push into your toes and into your palms. And as you move into cow, arch the back, release the toes, and press your shins into the mat. So exhale, round, toes turn under. Inhale, arch, shins and tops of the feet press into the earth. Continue. This is that mind-body connection as we move through this flow of cat and cow. Take 3 more sets. When you finish that last set of cat and cow, returning to that neutral spine of table, I want you to take your left arm up to the sky, looking to the thumb, and thread the needle. Bring that arm through, lowering the shoulder, cheek, and ear towards the mat. If that does not work, use a block. Bring the floor closer to you and feel yourself using that block. Some of you will keep your right hand pushing into the mat, spinning the left side of your heart to the sky. Others will take that right hand to the sky or even across the back for that stretch. Give me one more deep breath here. Then release and draw that left arm back up to the sky. Follow the thumb up to the thumb with your gaze, and then bring your hand back down to the earth. From here, inhale the right arm up to the sky. Exhale, bring that arm through for that thread the needle. And either push into that left hand, spinning your chest, take the left hand to the sky, or even across the back. As we work with our Drishti eye gaze, as we press into that left hand, we follow the right hand back up to the sky, and we bring the hand back down to the earth. For those of you that may be protecting a back or pregnant, when we go into any locust pose, Shalabhasana, feel free to take this spinal balance. So let's do a few rounds of it first. Inhale, right arm out with the left leg. Make sure your left leg is lower than your hip. Exhale, come back in. Inhale, left arm, right leg. So we want to keep the back neutral and return. Imagine hips and shoulders are just focusing right down to that mat. So our shoulders and hips stay aiming to the earth. Let's go ahead and take this one more time each side. We're going to do a little bit more to warm our core up. So what I want you to do is walk your hands forward, one handprint, and then shift your chest over your thumbs. Then walk your knees a little bit wider than hip width apart and turn your toes under. So from here, inhale, lift the knees. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, push the floor away as the knees come up off the earth. Exhale, lower. Now you can do this one knee at a time if you need a little bit less. Inhale, lift knees. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 2 more times. Good. Let your knees settle on the mat. Still keep your feet wider than your hips. And then lift up into your dog. And feel free to walk your hands back that one handprint if you need to. So notice how your feet are wide. They are wider than your hips, about the width of the mat. Press into the mat and send your ribs back towards those thighs. And then come up onto your tiptoes. Roll the heels over to the right side. All these issues with this little mic. Come on back up. Onto those tiptoes, roll the heels over to the left. Still pushing back. Again, up high onto those tiptoes. Remember, our feet are wider than hips, and we roll over to the right. Yeah, look to those feet. Come up high onto those tiptoes. Roll the heels to the left. And again, look towards your feet. When you come back to center, walk your feet back in line with your hips and let your hips go heavy. Heels go heavy, hips go high. Some of you may pedal your heels, stretching deeper into the Achilles and calves. Others may choose to keep a nice deep bend into the knees. Whatever feels best for you. And then when you're ready, come up onto your tiptoes, look to your thumbs, and start to walk your feet forward to your hands. Uttanasana, forward fold. Just allowing yourself to hang down towards those feet. Some of us may be on our thighs, our shins, or our fingertips touch the earth. Looking to the knees or the upper thighs to really let the head and neck relax. On your next inhale, reverse swan up to the sun. And exhale, hands into the heart center. Because we're outside, you may already be feeling warm, and we're going to make ourselves warmer through our sun salutation. This is a one breath, one move flow. So as we move one breath, one move, it is not about the pace I am cueing, it's about you moving at your own pace. So let's inhale, circle sweep the arms up to the sky. We have 3 different variations. Exhale, swan dive to forward fold. On an inhale, bend knees for kneeling lunge and send that left knee back so the right knee is stacked over ankle. Oh, I switched it. Release back into child's pose, arms reaching forward. Inhale forward to kneeling plank, chest over thumbs. Exhale down to the mat, relax crocodile. Inhale to baby cobra by lifting heart and hands. Exhale, push back to that child's pose. Inhale the right foot forward to kneeling lunge. See where that foot lands. If you need to grab it, help it forward. Knee back over ankle. Yeah, step into that fold. Inhale, reverse up to the sun. Exhale to sit in chair. Weight is in the heels, knees behind toes. Good. Inhale, circle to the sky. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, bend knees for kneeling lunge, and now send the right knee back so the left knee is stacked over ankle. Exhale into child's pose, hips towards heels. Inhale forward to kneeling plank. Here's a little variation. Exhale, half crocodile, or go to the mat for relax. Inhale, cobra or baby cobra. Hips down, elbows bent. Exhale, back to child's pose. Inhale, send that left foot forward to kneeling lunge. Again, help that foot so knee is back over ankle. Exhale into fold. Inhale, reverse up to the sky. Exhale to sit in chair. Inhale, back up to the sun. Swan dive to the earth. Here's another variation. As we bend our knees, we send the right foot or knee back to lunge or kneeling. Good. Left foot back to down dog or child's pose. Forward to the hands, plank or kneeling. Lower, crocodile, half or relax. Scoop up dog, cobra or baby cobra. Hinge back, down dog or child's pose. Float the right foot forward to lunge or kneeling. Very nice. Left foot into fold. Let's reverse to the sky and lower to chair. Sweep back up to the sun. Swan dive to the earth. As those knees bend, send the left foot or knee back to lunge or kneeling. Find your pose. Release to down dog or child's pose. Forward to the hands, plank or kneeling. Lower crocodile, half or relax. Lift up dog, cobra or baby cobra. Hinge back, down dog or child's pose. Send the left foot forward to lunge or kneeling. Nice. Right foot into fold. Reverse up to the sky and lower chair. All right, we have one more variation. It's up to you if you want to take it. Sweep to the sun. Hinge to the earth. Breath with movement. When you're ready, bend knees. Send the right foot or knee back to lunge, kneeling, or lift up to the sky for crescent. Release down dog, child's pose, or left leg up, three-legged. Come forward to the hands, plank or kneeling, lower crocodile, half or relax. Scoop to the sun, up dog, cobra or baby cobra. Hinge back, down dog, child's pose, or right leg up, three-legged. Send the right foot towards the hands to lunge, kneeling, or rise up to crescent. Step into fold. Reverse up to the sun. Lower chair or balancing, and balancing is lifting those heels. Yeah, sweep back to the sky. Swan dive to the earth. As those knees bend, send the left foot or knee back to lunge, kneeling, or lift to crescent. Release down dog, child's pose, or right leg up, three-legged. Forward to the hands, plank or kneeling. Lower crocodile, half or relax. Scoop up dog, cobra or baby cobra. Hinge back, down dog, child's pose, or left leg up, three-legged. Bring that left foot forward to lunge, kneeling, or rise up to crescent. Step into fold. Reverse to the sun and lower chair or balancing. Now I want you to try this one more time on your own for each side. Where does each pose take you? It is not about finding the most challenging version and forcing ourselves into those poses. What feels best? It can be a mix and match of poses. Letting go of that ego and just flowing in the moment. Your breath is your guide. When you've come back up to the top of the mat from chair, you have one more time for the left. When you finish your flow, all I want is for you to stand at the top of your mat, finding your Tadasana, that mountain pose. We can feel our heart rate has gone up. We can feel our bodies nice and warm. But remember to let your breath be your guide instead of the poses. Listen to the body, and I'll give you variations so you can find the pose that works best for you. But let's go ahead and take our hands to our hips. And as you stand nice and tall, I want you to anchor into this right foot and bring your left knee up. And as we make our way into Vrikshasana tree pose, you're going to float the knee open and see about where you're going to take the foot. Is it the inner thigh, the calf, the toe to the floor, the heel to the ankle? And then where will you take your drishti, the eye gaze? Are you going to look down, straight ahead, or a little bit higher? Some of you will leave your hands on your hips. Others are going to give a little variation here. Inhale, rise up. But I want you to grab your left wrist. Here's the challenge. As you lift your ribs out of your hips, can you go up and over to the right? So finding balance and stretching to the side, Where do you need to take your gaze? If you're like, I have no idea, I can't stand on this one leg, stay tall instead of leaning over. You're going to release the left foot back and come into warrior two. So as you send that left foot back, you're going to open your hips and shoulders. Yeah, Virabhadrasana 2. So setting up our foundation, your right foot should be aiming to the narrow edge of your mat, your left foot to the long edge of your mat. And as you reach your mighty warrior arms, soften your shoulders. As we come into side angle, let's tip the forearm to the thigh. Nice big stretch here. Take a rise up into reverse warrior, stretching to the back. Windmill down into a low lunge. Step into plank and either stay here or lower to crocodile. Lift to up dog. Hinge back. Fold down dog. Then look to your hands. Make your way into forward fold. Inhale, rise up to the sky. Exhale, hands to the hips. Anchor into this left foot. Bring your right knee up. I know my flows last longer than this, but don't worry, we're going to keep adding on. Open the knee out to the side, and either bring the foot to the inner thigh, the calf, the toe to the floor, heel to the ankle. But if you feel like your sternum is dropping into your pelvic, pull everything up. Then inhale, rise and hold the right wrist and either stay here, lift a little taller, and stretch. And you may have better balance on one side than the other. Keep your heart lifting instead of you bowing forward. Good. One more breath here. Take a release with the right foot back into warrior two. I'm just going to change my angle. Yeah. Soften. Maybe you're going to gaze over those left fingertips. Slowly tip into side angle. Parsva Konasana. Nice long reach, keeping your right hip tucked under, aiming towards that left knee. Still keeping warrior two legs. Let's rise up into reverse warrior. Exhale into that stretch. Then let's windmill down into that low lunge. Step into plank and either hold plank or take your vinyasa. Lower to crocodile, lift up dog, hinge back, hold down dog. Looking to your thumbs, step forward to the hands, Uttanasana, forward fold. Let's rise up to the sky. Good. Bring your hands to your hips. This time I want you to anchor into your right foot, lift your left leg. Now, the option to hold the thigh is there. Otherwise, extend the leg out. Yeah, notice your hips. Are they rocking? If so, even those hips out. Release into warrior two. Send that left foot back. Open hips and shoulders. From here, what I want you to do is you're going to tap your shoulders and tap your ribs, but your right heel is going to lift and lower. So lift the heel, tap the shoulders, bring the heel down, tap the ribs. Lift the heel, tap shoulders, heel down, tap ribs. Lift and lower. So I'm cueing the heel, and I want you to give me 4 more. 4, 3. Keep a bend in that right knee the whole time. You're in warrior two. Last one. From here, extend the arms, tip into side angle. Now, some of us let that left hip shoot up to the sky. If you can't get the hip down, maybe take your hand to your thigh and don't stretch as far. For others, I invite you to bring your right hand inside the right foot and stretch a little deeper. Keep using warrior two legs. Rise up for reverse warrior. And as you stretch back, maybe the hand goes to the hip, a gentle touch to the thigh, or Shiva Mudra. Let's windmill down into a low lunge. Heel toe that right foot over. And as we set up for twisting, if you want to bring your right knee or your left knee to the mat, go right ahead. Otherwise, inhale, hands up to heart. Exhale, twist. Pushing the right hand into the left. Release the hands to the mat, step into plank, and take your power vinyasa. Lower to crocodile, lift up dog, hinge back, hold down dog. As you look to your thumbs, step to your hands into Uttanasana, forward fold. Rise to the sky. Hands lower to hip. Thank goodness the clouds are here, right? Anchor into that left foot. Bring the right knee up. Stay here. Toe on the floor. Knee in line with hip or hold that hamstring. The rest of you, feel free to take the leg out. Our pose focus this month is that Utthita Hasta Panagustasana, extended hand to big toe, right? So you got to be able to hold your leg up before you want to think about grabbing that toe. Stop talking, Tiffany, right? It's starting to burn. Release into warrior two. Send that foot back, open hips and shoulders. So as your left knee is bent, your right leg is straight. Now remember, we're going to take a heel raise with a shoulder tap. So lift the left heel, tap the shoulders. Lower the heel, tap the ribs. Shoulders, ribs. Shoulders, ribs. Good. We're going to take this 4 more times. Here's 4, 3, 2, last 1. Now reach the arms out in that mighty warrior. Send yourself into side angle, Parsva Konasana. Nice long stretch. Is it your hand coming to the thigh to keep that right hip under? If you can have your hips and thighs aligned, maybe you can lower the left hand inside the foot and stretch a little deeper. Drive into the left heel to rise up into reverse warrior. And where do you want to take your hands? To the hip, gently touching that thigh, or Shiva Mudra. Windmill into that low lunge, set up for twisting. Heel toe that foot over. Do you need the right knee down, or are you going to push through that heel? Inhale, hands to heart. Exhale, right elbow towards left. Push the hands so you can spin your ribs. Hug that left hip in and back. Release into plank and either stay in plank to meet me in down dog or chaturanga, lower to crocodile. Then lift to up dog, hinge back, hold down dog. Shake the head, yes and no. When you're ready, look to those thumbs, step to the top of your mat into forward fold. Reverse up to the sky, hands to the hips. Are you ready? Anchor into your right foot. Bring that left knee up. Open the knee out to the side. Some of you will grip the inner thigh with your left hand as you send the leg out. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're going back into tree like we started. Others, you're going to reach your arms out and hold the leg up. Ah! Right? Release into warrior two. Send that left foot back. Open hips and shoulders. So you know where we're going with this, right? We're in warrior two. We're going to take the heel raise with the shoulder taps. So find it for 8. Lift the heel. Tap the shoulder rib cage. Heel. Good. Are you still bending the knee and holding warrior two? I need you to give me 4 more. Lift the heel and lower. Lift the heel, lower. 2 more. Hold the arms out long. Tip into your side angle, Parsva Konasana. Now, while you're here, are you here? Is your hand down on the earth, or do you want to wrap your right arm under your thigh to bind? Take your left hand behind the back. We're not tipping forward to do this. We want to keep our shoulder as close to our knee as we can. Taking the power into the right heel, drive up into reverse warrior. So as we stretch away from that right knee, is it hand to hip, thigh, Shiva Mudra, or can you take your left hand over to your right hip and then stretch a little bit more? Still bend into that right knee, then windmill down to low lunge. Set up, move that foot over, knee down or knee up. Come into that twist. Inhale, hands to heart. Exhale, bring the elbow across. Either push into your hands or this time, open the arms away from each other. So can you spread your wings? So release our hands to the earth. Here, sweep into three-legged dog. Lift that right leg off the earth. Yeah, aim your hips to the mat. Square your shoulders to the earth. Bend the knee. Flex your foot. Now open up that hip. Let's take a little vinyasa here. Inhale forward to plank. Bring your knee to your nose. Open back to hip opener. Again, knee to nose. Open back up to hip opener. One more time, knee to nose. Open back up. As we come into lizard, sweep your right foot outside your hand. Bring your left knee down to the mat. Let your hips drop heavy. Good, very nice. For this next movement, you may need your blocks. So if you need your blocks, take them underneath your hands. Either the blocks are flat, they're horizontal, or they're vertical. As we come into this variation of pyramid, straighten the legs, lift the hips. Yeah. So both legs are straight. If you're not straightening both legs, what about just straightening the right leg, keeping your left knee on the mat? So you can either take this half monkey or this variation of pyramid. I want you to release your knee and bring your blocks off to the side. Step into plank. Take that chaturanga or stay here in plank. Lower to crocodile, lift to up dog, hinge back, fold down dog. Look at your thumb. Walk your feet forward to your hands. Rise up to the sky. Hands come back onto those hips. We have another leg to do. All right, so now we anchor into the left leg. Pick the right knee up. Open that knee to the side. What? Yeah, we need air conditioning. So for some of us, we may go into tree instead. For others, we're going to extend the leg out and help it. Lift your heart and maybe extend your arms out. Be careful. Are you turning your hips to lean? But I need you to stay tall. How much longer is she going to make me hold this? One more breath. And float into your warrior two. Right foot back, left knee bent. You know this. So let's lift the heel, tap the shoulders. Release the heel, tap the ribs. Shoulders, ribs. Good. 6 more. Here's 4, 3. You've got this. Keep that left knee bent. Stay in warrior two. Now release the arms out nice and long. When you're ready, and tip into side angle. What is your variation? Hand, forearm inside the foot, or do you want to bind the pose? Left arm around the thigh, right hand behind the back. Open the heart. As we move into reverse warrior, drive into that left foot to reach up and over. Yeah. Do you need your hand on your hip to support your back? To your thighs, Shiva Mudra, or right hand around the back to that hip. Left arm stretching a little deeper. Very nice. Windmill down to that lunge. Set up to twist. Heel toe that foot over. Do you need your knee down? It is okay. Bring the hands to the heart. Twisting prayer. drive through both heels if your knee is off the floor. Then spread the wings for those of you that want to take just a millimeter more of your practice. Let's release, sweep into three-legged dog. Hips and shoulders aim to the mat. Looking to the knee or the ankle. Then bend the knee. Flex the foot, open the hip. Keep your left shoulder aiming towards the right heel. Take a little vinyasa here. Inhale forward, knee to nose. Open back up. Inhale forward, knee to nose. Open back up. Inhale forward, knee to nose. Open up. This time when you come forward, we're going into lizard. Foot outside the hand, right knee down. So let your hips drop forward. Use the blocks if you need them. When you're ready to straighten both legs, lift your hips to the sky. Push into your palms like you're in down dog. If you're not straightening both legs, maybe you're going to straighten just the right leg, left leg. Keep your right hip over the knee. It's up to you. As we bend that knee, step into plank. Stay or vinyasa, lower to crocodile. Lift up dog, hinge back, hold down dog. Take a moment here, shake the head yes and no. Bring your knees to the mat. Then bring your elbows to the mat as we set up for dolphin. And I'm going to turn and face you. So either you can interlace your fingers, you can press your palms together, but what I want you to do is make sure you're driving your shoulders into your elbows into the mat. Turn your toes under. Just look at your knees and lift an inch. Lift an inch, come back down. Look at those knees, lift a little higher, halfway, and lower down. Now some of you are going to keep your knees bent. Some of you will lift up and straighten your legs coming into dolphin pose. You have nowhere to be, so just breathe. Make sure your head and neck is off the floor and your head is hanging. Strong through the shoulders. The longer you hold, the more sensations are going to arise. This is when I was talking about change. How do you change your mindset of I can't do this to being able to try a variation? Even if you're on your knees and you're still driving your elbows into the floor, that's still trying. Wherever you're at though, come on down. And I want you to move your elbows forward to come into puppy pose. So walk your elbows forward and then sink your chest and forehead to the earth. Continue to relax here. All that strength and power, that change we were creating. As you press into the palm of your hands, walk your hands back in for one more round of our dolphin. And then some of you are going to go into headstand. You're like, yeah, no, that's not happening. Take your variation of dolphin. So elbows under shoulders, palms can press, hands can interlace, it does not matter. As you look to your knees, lift them up however high you want. Driving your elbows into the earth. I want you to try and press into your heels as well. So it's not just all the weight into your elbows. Feel your heels go into that heavy mode too. Those of you that want to go into headstand, you're welcome to take headstand. If you are into Pincha Mayurasana, taking it into forearms. Some of you may just walk your toes to your nose and stay there. You can bring one knee in, lower it down, other knee in, lower it down. Be mindful of what you need in the practice. One more deep breath, and then we'll arrive in child's pose in our own time. So this time, if you want to release hips towards heels, but I gave you that puppy pose earlier. Those of you that were in headstand, please don't pop up right away. You may make yourself dizzy. Slowly round yourself up. Sit yourself off to the side and bring the legs around front. So we did a lot of building today, starting with our basic poses and adding variations, but the intensity can still be there. Then we add in the sun beating down on us, and everything just feels a little bit more challenging, right? As you sit up nice and tall in Dandasana, I ask you to take your fingertips behind your back, lift up nice and tall. We're going to take a couple stretches, and then we're going to practice that Lolasana, that pendulum pose. So as you sit nice and tall, if you can't keep your legs straight, bend your knees. Otherwise, take your thighs heavy to the earth. While you're holding here, can you lift the right thigh off the mat? And lower it down. Lift the left thigh. Remember, we've got to be able to do this in order to get to here, right? So that power in the quad. And then lower back down. Lean back, shake it out. Now, I want you to sweep the legs behind you and sit on your heels, if that's accessible. If not, come a little higher, that's okay. Take your blocks mid-thigh. If you need blocks, go ahead. Do you need blocks? Yeah. I'll get them for you. Okay. So what we're doing is the cueing is pendulum. So the pose is pendulum, lifting up. But what happens is a lot of people lift with their butts in order to come into this pose. So the cueing is not very yogi cueing, but it's just for fun. The movement is bending the elbows, pulling the belly button in, and I call that Pillsbury. So like the Pillsbury Doughboy, when you poke him in the belly, he tucks in. You're going to keep that tuck. Then you're going to lift your knees towards your chest. That's the only thing lifting, with the elbows staying bent like cobra. Then when I say Michael Jackson, you're going to straighten your arms, because he always finished his dance moves up on his toes, right? All right, so feet are going to stay flat when we Michael Jackson, okay? So here we go. First, bend your elbows. Pillsbury, tuck and round. Knees, pull them up to your chest. Michael Jackson, straighten the arms. Good, come back down. Keep your elbows bent. Pillsbury, tuck the belly. Knees, pull them to the chest. Straighten the arms for Michael Jackson. Come back down. Some of you, be careful, your hands are forward. You want them even with your mid-thigh. This last one, let's try to lift. Ready? Pillsbury, elbows are bent. Knees, pull up. Michael Jackson, and then pendulum. Pull your heels up to your butt. And come on down. You're like, yeah, no. All right. We're all on vacation right now, so we're not going to do that. Take it and shake it out. All right, for some of us, when you come up to all fours, as you come into all fours, I want you to turn your right hand back to your knee. And if you need, stay right here or rock back and forth. Just a little stretch release. Some of you will rock back and hold. As you release the pressure, pick up the hand, open and close those fingers. Take the back of your hand to the mat. Spin your fingers to your knees. Keep your thumb and pinky connected to the mat. Push straight down. Remember, your wrists are aligned, not the fingers. And either stay here, rock back and forth, or rock back and hold. As you take that hand off the mat, imagine you're flicking water off your fingers. All right, so now for the left hand, turn the fingers towards the knee. Again, our wrists are aligned, pushing straight down. Either stay here, give a little rock, or rock back and hold. You decide. It's your stretch. Pick the hand up, shake it out, open and close the fingers. Then take the back of the hand to the mat, turn your fingers towards your knee, press straight down, opening the thumb and the pinky. and either hold, rock and roll, or rock back and hold. As you rise up, lift the hand. Imagine you're flicking water off your fingers. Turn your toes under. Lift into down dog. For some of us, using down dog to come into pigeon gives us a little more ease for our hips. Pick the right leg up and then bring the right knee towards the right hand. Release knees, unlock toes. Yeah, Ekapada Raja Kapotasana. Some of us may be up high. That's okay. If you want to fill the space, take a block and send it there. For others, if you're tight, coming into seated Z. And for others, maybe the leg has to be off to the side, or you take a reclining version of the pose. But wherever you're at, you can fold forward and let your head and neck relax. In this stretch, we're still drawing the right hip back, left hip forward. Our belly is still lifting to our spine. Slowly walk the hands back up and then sit into your right sit bone like you have this wide seated Z. And you're going to tip your right arm to the mat, bring your left leg up and hold that ankle and pull the heel back, rolling the shoulder into your spine. As you rise up, bring your left foot forward, extend your right leg out nice and long. Now for some of us, we're stepping the foot across and we need to stay there. For others, it's half cow face. You're going to fold that foot onto its side, let the knee drop. Turn your toes up to the sky because I want you to stretch your calf first. Inhale, lift up nice and tall. Either your hands will stay behind your back so you can stay tall, or you can tip forward with the option of stacking your fist or resting your chin on your knee. But without buckling at the belly, think of lengthening your spine. Are you clenching your teeth? Are you chanting, ow, ow, ow? If so, you gotta adjust your pose so it works for you. Then slowly rise up. Uncross the legs. Sit up nice and tall. Just sitting tall. I'm not going to make you lift your legs. All right, now to come into pigeon, you can either kick the right heel back and stretch in, or you can rock forward, step into down dog. Not like that. Lift the left foot off the earth and then come into pigeon from your dog. So some of us will come in it from the ground, others will come in it from down dog. And again, do you need the block under your sit bone? Do you need to come into seated Z or reclining pigeon? It is your hips that will let you know. You know your body best, what works best for you. Nice. Remember, we're drawing the left hip back, right hip forward. Belly is still drawing up towards your spine. Slowly rise up, and let's come into that seated wide Z. And as you tip into that left forearm, you're going to pick the leg up, hold the ankle, and come into this quad stretch. Roll the shoulder blade into the spine. Good, very nice. When you rise up, bring the right leg in front, send the left leg straight out. And again, you can cross the foot over and do a little lean forward, or you can cross all the way, toes aiming to the sky. Either sit up tall and stay here if this is where the stretch is best for you, or lean forward, stacking fists. We can even use our block as a means of support. But keep your left toes aiming to the sky because we want to feel that calf stretch. Keep curling your toes back to your face to feel that calf stretch. Then slowly rise up, uncross the leg, and let's lay all the way back onto our mat. Because of our social distancing, there's no oil today. So you will lay back. If you need to give yourself a little hug first, then release the arms and legs out. Take a moment here as you release. I want you to inhale nice and deep. Feel like your heart is rising to the sky, your back is pushing into the earth. Take 3 more deep breaths like this. Ujjayi, maybe that helps you settle into this space a little bit more. You are more than welcome to stay here longer, as long as you'd like. Otherwise, feel free to start to wiggle the fingers and toes to bring movement to the body. Stretch the arms overhead and take a big inhale as you reach long through fingers and toes. And then an exhale to hug those legs into the body. This hug of love and gratitude. Gratitude for this time on the mat, for all the amazing things you can do, for this amazing body you've been given. When you're ready, gently roll to your right or left into that side lying pose. Take a pause. What is it that you can let go of that will not serve you the rest of today? Take a big inhale. Sigh it out. Then press into those hands to rise up into that easy seated. And we're going to do a mantra before we close our class. The mantra is Om Shanti 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 He, meaning Om peace, peace, peace. If you'd like, you can bring your hands to the heart. We'll start with Om. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. From my heart to yours, let's smile and finish with Namaste. Thank you so much for coming out today. I appreciate all your time.